This is Michael Mittag, and I'll give you my take on Martin Merkt's talk on what makes a good instructional video. Martin presented a number of facts and findings from psychology, which I'm going to lead you through. First, students do appreciate video. However, they also may process it more superficially than written text, and they may overestimate their skills. Then dynamic representation, that is a moving picture, is usually better than an illustration, especially when you teach motor skills. One disadvantage of video is that you cannot browse it as efficiently as text. You can skim through text easily and look for words or for some things that interest you, not so much with video. You can provide simple search or include an index or outline so people can jump around in your video to the things they care about. For complex tasks, such as comparing different parts of the content, this does simply not work as well as with text. Then attention typically goes to visually salient features. So if you have an explosion in your video, people will watch that explosion. If you want attention elsewhere, you can guide it. You can provide visual cues such as a circle or an arrow or something that moves. Or you can use a verbal cue that is just talk about where something happens or where you expect the audience to look. Then students generally feel they learn more if a speaker is fluent and competent. Actually, they don't. They learn just as much from a video where the speaker is not as fluent. The setting of a video does not make a difference. You can talk about trees in a classroom or in a forest. It amounts to the same thing, as long as the background is somewhat suitable and not extremely distracting. Talking heads attract attention, people look there, and people evaluate videos more positively if they see the speaker. This, again, has no effect on learning. However, addressing people personally does improve learning, especially if you use a conversational style. That is, if you pretend to engage students in an actual conversation. Talking to people frontally is better than laterally. However, the distance from which you address them, again, does not seem to make a difference. Then a short note on camera setup if you use multiple camera perspectives. Every scene has one line that connects the actors in it, and it's typically a good idea to stay on the same side of that line. That way, actor A is always on the left side of the picture and actor B is always on the right side. This makes it easier to process and is less confusing. So do not jump around wildly with cuts. Closing remarks: there is no one-size-fits-all solution. But keep in mind, cognitive resources are limited, and you have two channels, talking and image. Use them. And remember that learning is an active process. Try to indulge students in that. And try to consider the characteristics of the material, and then create videos that work with what you want to present and for the goal you want to reach.